Okay. Let's get this party started. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me get comfortable. So I've got 11 European 4-in-1 diamonds. Oh, wow, that made a mess. Switch this over the overhead. Okay. 11 of these. We're going to hook them together using 2 different ring sizes so that we don't run into the problems that we had with this. This is it's a Frankenstein. It's cool, but all right. How many say we have? We have 11. We need 5 more. We're going to try and get 5 more out of this. Sorry, I got to clean up this mess real quick. All right. Come here, you. Oh, I need to go to my own live over on the talk so that I can see any comments if anybody says something. There we go. Just gonna put all my bracelets on because I can. I don't wear them often enough, but they're fun. So I was playing around with placement for these diamonds on top of the saddlebags, and having 4 diamonds is nice, but also having 4 diamonds and then 3 diamonds going down the saddlebag was cooler. So we're going to see if we can't get 5 more 81 ring diamonds out of this for a total of 16. And then we'll start putting them together. And then we'll get the black and stainless piece that I have, start tearing that apart and weaving it into the shape that we need. And then once it's roughly the right shape, I'm going to drill a bunch of holes into the top of the saddlebag. Basically one hole per ring. So, you know, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For these 10 rings, there's going to be 10 holes in the saddlebag, I think. So I'm gonna drill those out because the standard issue Harley Road King saddlebags are plastic covered in leather, I think. I'm like 99% sure, right? So I don't want to try and use a leather punch to get through the leather and then dull out the leather punch. I'd rather just drill out the holes, and hopefully it won't be too problematic. So that's what we're not going to get to all of that tonight, but that's what we're doing. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. All right. So if you like chainmail, hit the follow button. I make a lot of it. I've got a whole store dedicated to chainmail themed apparel and accessories, and I'm quite smitten with it myself. So, getting set up to have a full shop down here where I can pretty much do 99% of what I want to do on any given day, except for anodized aluminum. I don't want to do that. 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we're tearing this apart. This is just a scrap piece I've had for forever. And it's one of the many projects that I have where I got to work on using up all the rings in my basement. Oh, what am I doing here? Craft, is that a jelly cube? I have a jelly cube. Do you like it? This is the best one I've ever done. It's like, you can see where I've been working on it, adding another layer right here. I'm out of rings though, so I gotta order more. But these are fun. Need some more rings for that. But this is just a patch I'm tearing apart to weave it into something else. I'm almost done. I think we can get through this tonight. But what else did I get done today? Where am I? Here. Alright. I did finish these officially, right? I went through and redid these corners here. They're kind of square, they have corners. And I had these little BBs that are filling the juggling ball, I guess, were popping out. I was like trying to show people last night, and they were falling apart. So, but I did get that fixed today. More rings. Hey Mike, how you doing? Thank you for the roses. What is the AI thing to do? Thank you for the roses. They smell so good. I've stumbled across a few of those AI lives. That is, apparently it works. People make money, but it is weird. It's like, what do you call it? The uncanny valley, where it looks human, but it's just behaving bizarrely. 6, 7, 8, 9. Hanging in there, right on, right on. I saw your the work on your claymore. That's awesome, dude. I like how that's looking. And not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous. I want a claymore. I actually only have one sword. I had some fencing gear, a rapier and a Schlager blade, and I practiced fencing. I wasn't any good or anything, and it wasn't like Olympic style fencing, but, well, that's giant. The biggest you have done is 8x8. Yeah, it's the layer I'm working on right now is 12. Layer, or row 12, layer 12. It's a different labor of love for sure. Yeah, I'll bet. So there's like 10,000 rings in that cube, and I've got to order more. So I don't know when I'll be able to do that. Probably early next year. After taxes. Put in a large, well, not large. I will put in an order to finish up a bunch of the little projects I have around here, as well as get my anodizer. You got 5 swords, various sizes. One Bardichet, Bardiche, 1 double-bladed battle axe, 5 various daggers, 3 bows. I'm weird like that. Hey, no, I get it. I have a tomahawk that combos as a peace pipe. It's a piece of the Pachymascus stuff. I got it from somewhere, I don't remember. I have a really, I think it's 200 years old, ceremonial masonry sword. Like, a lot of people have these. And a really cool dagger from United. That's about it. 8, 9. But I had a rapier. It got stolen along with a bunch of equipment out of the back of my car a long time ago. It was my fault for leaving it in the car. So I don't have anyone else to blame but myself. But you could see the footprints in the snow of whoever was going around through the neighborhood. They went from car to car and were wiping off windows, looking inside for stuff. They hit a bunch of people. So, but they broke my window too to get in. That was the worst part. I had to replace a window on a 1992 Geo Metro. That's not a car you want to put any kind of money into. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm a row off here. But so I have a double-bladed battle axe. Currently working on a sheath for it. Something to cover it and mount it to the wall. So I've got to build a sheath and then build a wall mount for it, just so that when kids are down here or something, they don't get hurt. But that's going to be a while. Another project to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, not much else going on this evening. I did have a STEM project due tomorrow for my kid, so he and I just got done making some cardboard stairs for our puppy to be able to get up on the couch with. That is our explanation. And it involved math and engineering, so it should count. But I cut a bunch of stairs and framework pieces out of a cardboard box and hot glued it all together and got it done in about an hour and a half, something like that. So that was my excitement. Today's been kind of a slow day. Been battling with the kiddo to get his homework done. So that took up the bulk of my day. So the STEM project, some book projects, and then I think that's 2 book projects and a science project, and I think that STEM projects or science projects for kids in the 4th grade are really just, I don't know, it's like it's the parents doing it, you know. The kids get to help. Yeah. I don't know. He had fun. We made the puppy used it to get up on the couch, so it was a successful project, but we don't actually want the puppy up on the couch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. We needed 5 more. How many? Ooh, we're gonna cut it close. But that if we get like all of this into these diamond shapes and then put them in the saddlebag and use up all these rings, that'll be great. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all I want in life, is for all of these rings to be used up. It's been an interesting challenge to use them all as well, right? Because a lot of them were random rings I bought with no project in mind, and sitting down, not ordering new rings, and forcing myself to come up with stuff to make. Right? It's been, it's an experience for sure. I think I have been somewhat creative. I mean, there have been failures like this thing, right? But even this I'm going to do a little work on it, and it might come out to be something, right? But we'll see. As of right now, it's just taking up space. So there have been failures, but for the most part, I think everything that I've worked on has pretty much come out kind of cool. Nothing special, but not nothing. Does that make sense? Just kind of random stuff. Some ringception pieces, some cubes, some bags. All in all, it's been a fun experience. And you think everything you make is special? Oh, thanks, babe. She made dinner tonight, and it was really good. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's enough for the 2 saddlebags, right? I took a picture earlier, sized them out, and it'll be, let's see if I can kind of place this out. This will be the placement. So 4 like that, and then I don't have enough room at the top of the saddlebag, and then 3 trailing towards the end of the saddlebag. And then everything around it will be black stainless. You have some awesome necklaces? You do have some awesome necklaces. And then we'll just need 2 more for either side of the gas tank bib. I think we're good. You know what? We can do these later. I want to start putting this stuff together. Where is my jar o' rings? Alright, so I got some practice with seaming together E4-1 diamonds. Just recently. And I really wish I had some blackened stainless steel to make these seams, because that would just make them pop more. But I don't. They all got used up on my motorcycle vest. So this'll have to do, which is okay. it's still going to be ridiculously cool. We'll weave all this together and then the leather braiding around the edge, attaching the chainmail to the saddlebags. So, and that's just, this is just for the top, this is just for the lid, right? So, am I screwing this up already? There may be an opportunity to decorate the bottom portion of the saddlebag. I am doing this wrong. Or am I? I don't know. I just said I had practice doing this, and it's making me out to be a liar. Yeah, okay. There. That's better. So these, the way the European 4-in-1 is laid out, the diamonds all face the same direction. All the rows are going the same direction, right? And you sew them together using a modified elf weave, where each side of the elf weave is opposite the other. And it makes a cool little textured effect. Alright. And the reason I'm using 2 different ring sizes for this is because what happened to the music? When I didn't use 2 different ring sizes for this, I got this curvy monstrosity. So want to use 2 different ring sizes, and everything will lay nice and flat. Alright, what happened to my music? What's going on? That was a long time ago. Interesting. Come on, music. Alright, it says it's playing, but I don't have any sound. Oh, why you do this to me? That's going to be terrible if the music stops right midstream. There we go. That's something. Alright. So anyway. We'll use 2 different weaves. We'll get a nice textured look, and you know, just despite the fact that they're both stainless steel, you should be able to visually tell that there are diamonds, you know, outlined by this. Because I used black on black for the last time I really did this weave many years ago, and it turned out pretty good. You could see the design from quite a ways away. Charo, thank you for the follow. Power Cell, chainmail, yes. What state am I in? I'm in Wisconsin. Or did you mean like psychologically? I'm in the state of losing my mind. Angela, thank you for the follow. I do need follows. I need to get to 10,000. I need to make more quality content because once I get to 10,000, I can use TikTok's studio, right? And just use my computer and have all the comments up here as opposed to having a camera here for TikTok and then my computer here for everything else. So please, thank you. Like, follow, share, tap the screen. I appreciate it. Tell your friends. Chainmail is the greatest. Alrighty. Alright, what am I currently making? I'm working on some saddlebag covers for the lids of my saddlebags. And we're just putting together these diamonds. It'll be 4 diamonds laid out like so, with 3 trailing it down the end of the bag, right? And then all the rest will be black and stainless steel. And then we'll drill a bunch of holes and use some leather cord to braid it together and make it look all professional and nice and everything. Rotten Pieces 89. How's it going, dude? I'm taking a break from working with 14 SWG. I would have to take a break from that a lot. This is 16, and it's one of those that I really can't weave all day. What are you making? Did I do that backwards? Sure. So, I'm gonna wrap the tops of the saddlebags, and then maybe do some on the main body of the saddlebags. Maybe just put some work there. We'll see how that goes. As of right now, I don't plan on putting anything there. And then I've got, what else have I got? I got the toolkit that I got to wrap. I've got, you were working on a round mail necklace. Nice. Made a little piece of round mail the other day. It's all green, purple, and blue niobium. I made an awkward piece of round mail once. It looks like it's brass and bronze, and it looks like a dog turd. It's hilarious. The necklace. Oh, I mean, it's about 7 inches. So it's going to be a bracelet. That's all I have left. As I knock all my piles of rings around that I've carefully placed. A round mail necklace out of 14 SWG. For those not in the know, SWG stands for standard wire gauge. And there's SWG and AWG, which is American wire gauge, and they're slightly different. Well, it looks awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I'm using up all the scrap, all the leftover rings that I have to make stuff, and trying to get rid of rings that I ordered or have that I don't have projects for. I just ordered them to experiment with. And it's going well so far. I do have some projects that they're going to... I do have some projects that were planned that I'm finishing that have just taken me for forever for one reason or another. But most of it's just like extra rings I have for some reason. Alrighty. But yeah. I think the last time I worked with 14 gauge was galvanized fence wire. Yeah. Pretty sure that was the last time when I first started making chainmail and had, you know, the half-mile roll from Home Depot that got me started on my first shirt and everything. I can't think of any other 14 gauge that I've used. And I don't know, it's from Home Depot. So I would assume that it's American wire gauge, but I don't know, to be honest. It's whatever Home Depot sells. Alright. I need a drink of water. Alright, so I don't know if you can tell on TikTok. There's kind of these ridges forming. Right? You can't tell too much, but there's some texture to this diamond. And it's gonna look cool. I wish I had the black and stainless, but it'll be fine. You just realize you don't have enough rings to finish? Oh man, it sucks. Fence wire would be hell. It was because I spent far too much time making rings for a really crappy shirt out of galvanized steel, and so not only did the shirt not turn out all that great, but I didn't grow as a person, as an artist, for a really long time because I spent so much time on that shirt. Yeah, I'll do a close-up here real quick. So, oh, I needed a drink of water. That's what I was going after. I'm going to do everything but the center right now. Because I want to focus on the center to make sure that it's done correctly. I remember struggling with that the last time I did this. And like there's a way to get it right, but I don't remember off the top of my head what it was. Excuse me. Alright. Yeah, I just did a bunch of 12 gauge bright aluminum for a project where I did the same thing I'm doing here, but this uses 2 ring sizes, and I only used 1 on this, and it's something. All right, one more ring or so, and then is that the weave corner I was working on? No. Okay. Let's see if I can get this close up. All right. So on TikTok, you'll notice here, and then down here, and down here, connecting the 4 diamonds together. Right? On the overhead, I can zoom in for y'all. Right, you can see the modified elf weave here and down here. Right. So, and then let me actually grab my saddlebag. Hang on. This is going to go like this, right? And then have 3 trailing it like so. And that should, we're just doing the top. So I don't know what I'm going to do about, this. If I take it off or leave it on and just cover it. Probably take it off. But we'll go down and drill our holes and then use some leather cord to braid it all. Braid the chainmail to the saddlebag. So that's what we're working on, right? And I think I'm almost to the center here. I can add 1 or 2 more rings. This whole time you were picturing it going on a horse, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, no, I only have a Road King. I don't have any horses. So I'm gonna do the toolkit, the tool bag, the saddlebags, gonna do a bib for the gas tank, and gonna do some work on my helmet. I want to send my helmet off for someone to hydro dip it, right? Okay, that's as close as I'm gonna go with that one right now. And then all this it's actually gonna kind of squish in a little more once the edges are done, because these seams that I used, right, will go around the entire outer edge once we get the spot made for it in the blackened stainless that I have. Right, so that's 1 and 3 trailing ones. I just need to do the center we'll do 4 more with 3 trailing ones for the other saddlebag, and then 2 more, 1 for each side of the bib. So I don't know. Okay, I should have enough black and stainless for both saddlebags and the bib, right? But I might not. So the bib's probably going to be Army Medic followed the host. I was an Army Medic once. How you doing, Army Medic? 68 whiskey. What was I going to say? Not enough rings for the bib. I will make the bib and then order rings for that. Just like with the rest of these unfinished projects. I'll break my own rule. Oh, you're 91 Bravo. Okay. That's a throwback. Man, black stainless is hard to find, it feels. The Ring Lord is the only place I know of that has it, had it, does it. I'm sure there are others. And it feels like every time I've gone looking for it, it is sold out. So I don't know. I don't want to get stuck in a position where I have to use regular stainless and have it not match the saddlebags, at least somewhat, you know? But we'll see. Alright, so what was... I'm trying to remember if 90... Okay, so I got in early 2000s, 2002, 2004, and that was when the moniker switched from the 90 series to the 60s series. And so I was going to be a 91... I mean, it had to have been a 91 Bravo, right? If that's the old Medic moniker. Old Medic MOS. But I was going on... I went on after medic school down in San Antonio to the nursing program. And so it was 91 Charlie. And that got re-identified as 68 Whiskey Mike 6. So, combat medic with nursing identifier. I think TRL is the only place you can find it. Looks like it was the only rings I wanted. We're out. Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like. Every time I go to order black and stainless, it was out of the ring sizes I needed. And then, of course, when they did stock back up, right? I would get the email notification that they had stocked up, and I wouldn't have any money to buy them anyway. So, you were Navy first and National Guard? Right on. My brother's in the Navy out in Okinawa. I tried to join the Navy. They said they didn't want me because I was a bad kid. But I turned out all right. Good Lord, is this spring steel or something? When I was in the Army, I got Fort Polk, Louisiana, Washington, D.C., Abu Ghraib, Iraq, and what's the other? Fort Sam Houston. Now, Fort Sam was nice, but the military portion of it leaves something to be desired. Then I had, but Fort Polk, Abu Ghraib, Camp Bucca, Iraq, those places, they're oh, and DC. DC's a terrible place to live, right? So, most of my military career was in crappy places. My brother, his first duty station, Sicily, Italy. Second duty station, Kyoto, Japan. Third duty station, Okinawa. He hasn't been home in like 8 years. Or he hasn't lived stateside in 8 years. Right? So, he got married and has a wife and kid out there and everything. But, so he's not planning on really returning to the States. But I've always been just a little bit jealous of his duty stations as opposed to mine. Because Fort Polk is a dumpster fire. Some people really love it because I guess there's a lot of outdoors stuff to do, like hunting and fishing. And that's not really my thing. You're just a gunner's mate? Played with a lot of small arms? Right on. Played with a lot of small arms, like 50 cals and Mark 19s and M240 Bravos, things like that. Those are all just the ones I'm familiar with as far as small arms and what the military uses. I was a nurse. I put bandages on people. Most Navy bases are around bad areas as well. Yeah. What?
Do you know how my TV remote is?
Yes. Okay, so it's in the desk. Okay, you know where the desk is?
The island, or like the thing where Mom's purse is?
The thing where Mom's purse is, right? On the left-hand side in the top drawer. Okay?
Love you.
I love you too. He got sent to his room earlier, and he got his remote taken away because I wasn't going to send him to his room so that he could watch TV. He was being sent to his room because he was a turd. Yeah, so I live just north of Great Lakes, North Chicago. That's a wonderful area. That's the Navy, or that's the VA hospital I go to. Yeah, 50 and under, you want to hang out with the Marines to play with the the Mark 19 automatic grenade launcher. There's no reason I would have ever played with that, ever, or fired it or anything. None at all. Never touched one. If the Geneva Convention's asked. But yeah. Nope, not that pile. This pile. There we go. So, let's see here. Did that work? Yeah, I think so. I think I just did that upside down and backwards. Did I do it? Did I do it? No. I screwed it up. Alright. There we go. You gotta kind of flip them around so they're oriented correctly, so that I can weave them together, because otherwise I'll get lost. I will get lost, or I'll screw it up. But yeah. So there were plenty of small arm stuff running around while I was in Abu Ghraib. This was after the whole issue, events, human atrocities that took place there. After that is when my unit got there. And we, it's not a fun place. It's really hot. It's really dusty. And so your Fallujah is 45 minutes to the west, and Baghdad's 45 minutes to the east, and you're right in the middle, and there's conflict going on, running back and forth down the main thoroughfare all the time. And then during the wintertime at one point, the wall... Okay, Abu Ghraib is a prison, right? And it's like a mile square. So the walls on each side are a mile long, roughly. And one day, the southern wall just fell over onto the ground. And there were a whole bunch of people who did not like us being there. But they put a couple of tanks up, and it was during the wintertime, so it's cold enough that there wasn't really any fighting activity going on, so. But yeah, not a place I'd like to go to again, for sure. If I had to get a review, I would rate it a 1. Like it's hard to give a good rating to a place where you find RPG rockets outside of the building you sleep in, just lodged in the ground and haven't exploded because they're from, the 70s. These 40-year-old RPGs. But anyways, good time, yeah. That's good. That is good. Okay. Jesus, yeah, I know now I was lucky to not really go overseas like younger you wanted. Yeah. It's a trip, man. Like, I was like, oh wow, yeah, I really lived through that. What have I done? What have I done, sweet Jesus? What have I done? Become a thief in the night. Become a dog on the run. Is that correct? I think that's correct. But that was by far the most exciting of my 2 deployments. My second deployment was... It was like... a day at the office in the regular army while you're deployed. And it was very boring. And everyone was playing politics and a lot of frustrating circumstances. Yeah, your buddy has some stories when he was a CB over there. Yeah. When I was at BAMC, I met a bunch of the Wounded Warrior folks that came back. Just because BAMC, or Brooke Army Medical Center, now San Antonio Military Medical Center in Fort Sam Houston down in San Antonio. Right? That's a level 1 trauma center, and Walter Reed in Washington, D.C. and Fort Sam, or BAMC, were the main areas where wounded soldiers were brought back to. And SAMC is a level 1 trauma center. They have a burn unit. They have a cancer unit. All kinds of stuff. Big research unit. So all of the new burn treatment techniques were coming out of the Institute of Surgical Research, the ISR, at BAMC, right? So a lot of those guys lived in the same barracks I was living in, because they would get their treatments at the hospital there. And they all had just, way crazier stories than me. But everybody's deployment's a little different. And at this point, I wouldn't change, whether or not I had joined the military or not. Like, if I would go back in time and not join, I don't think I would be like, yeah, no, don't join the Army. It's definitely helped shape who I am as a person. All right. Oh. Okay. This is a very interesting experience. I have I don't have a ton of them, but there are enough to be interesting. Pictures of wounds that people had over there that I got to work on. For example, if you get nauseous at like wound descriptions of, openings in bodies, just cover your ears for a second. One of the guys, he was not wounded by us. He broke his femur, and he was a civilian, was brought in, and the Iraqi doctors had surgically opened his leg from his hip to his knee, all the way into his femur, and put a rod in with a bunch of specific screw set, and we didn't have the right screw head to unbolt his leg from this rod after his femur had healed, and so he just had this 18-inch long open wound in the side of his leg that you would have to open it up and take a look to clean it out and pack it, and that was one of the crazier things I saw. But, not even wounded by us, just an Iraqi civilian that could not get treatment. So, we did some humanitarian stuff like that while I was out there. Okay, so these 2 diamonds are done, right? They are facing the same way. I will finish up, make sure I do the centers the correct way when I'm done. Jesus, poor dude, yeah. Yep, we eventually got the right screw heads in to unbolt the rod, and he got sent off from that point to another hospital. So we got the opportunity to remove that rod and then close the wound back up, but he was there for a while. All right, let me grab this black and stainless steel. I need to make some room here. I have a large sheet of black and stainless steel that I've had for a while. Move my new juggling balls. Couldn't have just opened a toolbox. So I don't know, like, what the specific reason was that, or I don't know why it took so long for them to get the right tools to take care of this guy, right? But okay. Oh, I totally have enough black and stainless steel to do the bib and the 2 saddlebag pieces. I've really got some yardage here. Alright, let's find a place to section this off at. Now, That's not too wide. Yeah, it's enormous. And I'm not 100% certain what's what. But, let's see here. That looks like... Okay. Can you see that seam where the rings change direction right there? Right? I think I'm going to start there. Let me move this. This was supposed to be a shirt, right? But two things happened. I never had money whenever the Ring Lord had these 16 gauge 1/4 inch rings in stock, right? And then the Ring Lord went through a process where they trued up all of their rings, and so what that means is when you wrap wire around a coil, especially things like titanium or stainless steel, it has what's called spring back, right? Like the coil will unwind itself a little bit because of the amount of tension on there. So that makes the rings a little bit bigger than the mandrel they were connected to, right? And so what the Ring Lord did was they changed the size of their mandrels so that when the spring back hit, it would be the correct listed side, or correct listed size, right? So a true like 1/4 inch or a true 1/8 of an inch, right? That changed a lot of the ring sizes that were readily available. And so what would happen is I would go order more rings to finish a project, and it wasn't, I wasn't able to do it, or, you know, I had to use the rings for something else because of that change. So I could go and try and order 16 gauge 1/4 inch stainless steel from the Ring Lord, but it's not going to be the same size, and that would just jack everything up. So, but yeah, we totally have enough to do a saddlebag, 2 saddlebags and a bib and the toolkit, and right on. You see the seam? Seems like a good place to start? I think so too. Alright, and you've heard about all the changes they've been through? Yeah. Well, and they changed hands, you know, I think twice from the original owners. They have, my understanding is that their main customers are not individual chainmail artists. I have been led to understand that they have some government contracts, and I don't know if that's with the U.S. or with Canada, that I guess they do something for, and I don't know anything about it. This is just what I've read, something I've been led to believe by comments by people who seem to be in the know. So, like, ring manufacturing, I guess, is a secondary thing anymore. But they did just go and make a post about, or make a commitment to improving their quality control. So maybe we'll see if moving forward they do well. And that's part of the reason why I have like all these random projects I've been making with the rings in my basement, is because I don't know if I can get the same ring size that I originally started with, you know? So, all right, where are we at here? 9:37. All right, I'm just gonna, chill and tear this apart. If anybody has any questions or wants to see something, by all means, let me know. But this is the next step in getting this right. Like, look at that contrast. Just the two colors on there. It's gonna look good. If I get the if I get my helmet and then the front and rear fender and the gas tank all hydro dipped in a chainmail pattern, that's, and then have this also, and then swap out the 107 cubic inch for 135 factory Harley motor, add a turbo. What else? Convert it to a chain drive. Right? If I do all those things, then my bike will be really cool. I'm just kidding. It's, it's a Road King. It's really cool anyway. That's going to look good on the bike? I think so. I mean, it's a black bike. Can't be too hard to match it all up, right? I do actually want to change out the front headlight for an LED though. Right? Like if I had the money to just buy a 135 cubic inch motor from Harley, right? That'd be cool. Throw a turbo on there. that'd be fun. Go 200 miles an hour on a motorcycle. But I definitely don't need to do that. Maybe one day I'll have the money, but that ain't today. Speaking of that, I was supposed to finish my Christmas shopping today. Maybe I'll do that first thing tomorrow morning and then go to any store I need to go to this week. LEDs are so nice. My uncle bought his piece by piece. Yeah. That's not a terrible route to take. I think that the engine the 135 cubic inch is $8,000. Right? So we're talking about $8,000 for the engine and an install. I don't know what the turbo costs or what the chain conversion costs. But what's a Road King cost? 30 grand. I got mine used at like 20 or something like that. And then throw another 20 grand at it and you have a 200 mile an hour bike. Like, it's not outside the realm of possibilities. Is it probably a really bad idea? Yeah. No one's ever accused me of being smart. But, and okay, so my the chainmail on my motorcycle vest is all Japanese 12 and 2, but it's black and silver as well. So I get, a black bike with silver trim, chainmail, black chainmail with silver on the saddlebags, and then black chainmail with silver on the motorcycle vest, and it'll be my most matching thing that I own outside of my suit. So, all right. I almost hate to take this apart just because there is so much that I could probably have just made it into a vest. I don't know. But it'll get used up in something. And then all of my shirts are going to get taken apart anyway. I've got 3 chainmail shirts over there, and they are going to they all have a bunch of seams in them as well, and I'm going to try and order matching rings. We'll see how that goes. If I can get rings that are really close to the size and specifications, then great. But I'm going to tear them all apart at the seams, and I'm going to mount all the pieces onto leather and make them more like a jacket and make them just like wearable clothing. That's my goal anyway. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But so this, had I made this into a shirt, would have come apart eventually. It's like I enjoy having a, you know, cool chainmail shirts that I've done, but moving forward, they're all going to be like my motorcycle vest, which is a leather Harley vest with chainmail over the top of it and a bunch of leather cord used to braid the chainmail and the leather together. So and putting a chainmail shirt on and off and flipping it over your head and getting your hair caught and all that crap, right? I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm going to change how I do things. All right. And no, outside of chainmail shirts, I've never made any kind of clothing, really. So I don't know what I'm doing, but I will. I'll figure it out. Feels like the leather would be more comfortable. Oh, dude, my vest is so comfortable compared to any of the other 3 chainmail shirts that I have over there. One, because it fits me, and the other 3 I got too fat for. But aside from that, the just the way, I mean, it wears like a really heavy hoodie, you know? And I want them all to wear that way and to be comfortable in them. And they'll have straps and buckles to close them up, and all the edges will be lined. And your body will be, you know, because back in the day they had, what is it, a gamison under their chainmail, right? So even they didn't want to wear it directly on their person. I think that's what it's called. A brigandine, gamison, a heavy surcoat. I don't know. There are many people who are smarter and wiser and who have forgotten more about chainmail than I'll ever know, who would know exactly what I'm talking about. But I think it's a gamison. There's a book out on chainmail. It's $180. It's like a college textbook on chainmail, and I want it. I want to read it. I want to know what's in it. But I don't have $180. Maybe one day. I want to own that. And there's like a bunch of information on how they made chainmail back in the day. Because one of the things, okay, so I'm tearing apart a seam right here, right? And this seam was, you know, intended, and the seams on the shirts that I've made now are intended to form the chainmail to my body a little bit better, right? Than just making a tube of chainmail with like stumps for arms, right? So I was using seams to make the weight, you know, distribution a little better. Wow, I got through all of that. Holy crapola. That went quick. All right. Sweet. And we'll do the same thing over here, and we'll have a piece to work with. But what a seam is just a special type of contraction, right? Or expansion. It's a way to tighten up the weave or make it spread out a little farther. And chainmail makers in historical times would use thousands of these contractions and expansions in order to get the mail to fit perfectly on each individual, right? And so that, like, there's no pattern that they had beyond a standard one, and then everything else was custom made. And it's like, I understand the concept of putting contractions and expansions here and there, but like even trying to do that, that blows my mind. So I want a book to learn more about it and to know more about historical chainmail and fun stuff like that. Okay, where am I at here? This. So, and seams also do great for like design. They're cool. But not for, you know, they don't increase your protection level any. So, but all right. But yeah, I will make, well, I want to take my shirts apart. They need to be a little longer. They need to be a little more down to my thighs. They need to fit me. That would also be a good step. And making them more comfortable to wear. Contractions are where you're struggling with in scale mail, but you're working on getting it. I have no idea how to do a contraction in scale mail. I have some right over there, and I didn't know contractions. Excuse me. Oh, I didn't know contractions were a thing, to be honest. Right? In scale mail. I guess it makes sense that there would be them, but I think I mentioned this on the stream last night. Scale mail is like people who are good with colors. Okay, you see how I'm using black and silver, and my motorcycle is black and silver, and my vest is black and silver, right? And there's like not like this. This is the only colorful piece on my desk, right? Everything else is pretty much stainless steel. Right? I do have a giant inlay over here that I've been working on, but I am bad with colors. As far as like being able to put two colors together and have them look good, right? So people who play with like anodized aluminum scales and can put them all together in different patterns and stuff, that's cool. Beyond me. But it's cool, right? Okay, I'm good with different weaves, you know, putting together multiple different weaves. I'm good with taking chainmail and making it into an art, right? But when it comes to using colors, I'm not colorblind, but I might as well be, because I'm about as useless as they come. So, you're trying to get better with colors, you're finding ones you don't like is what people love. Normally work with black with other colors, yeah. Yup. It's like I can add, like this right here, this diamond I was working on with the modified elf weave seam to it, right? Just interrupting it. Okay? I can do stuff like that, and it's worked out very well. I've made a lot of cool stuff with it. And that's where I've focused. But I don't some of the color combinations I have come up with myself have not been good. Let's just put it that way. So on my website, and I need to change this, right? So I make chainmail in real life, and I make chainmail on the computer, and I decorate objects with it. So on there, I'm much more prolific with color and concerned with how colors come across in RGB versus CMYK. And so I focus my efforts on color there, as opposed to playing with scale mail or using anodized aluminum in real life. So I've used it, I'm just not great at it. You just grab the bags of colors, put them in a line, and close my eyes to randomly pick. That's what I should do. It'd be better than me trying to figure out what goes good together. But so what I'm taking this is the front of the once shirt in progress, right? And this is that's why there's seams there, and so the seams are gonna, once I take it off, I will have a section of the shirt to work with for like the first saddlebag. And I'll go through and do that one, figure out what the speed bumps are, and then I'll come back and take another chunk off this shirt, and we'll go from there. You want to play with more designs and colors, even more so with jelly cubes? Yeah. I want to continue with this jelly cube. And then, I don't know how large I want to make this, but essentially I have a rubber band ball over at the bar around the corner here in my basement, and I want it to be as big as the rubber band ball, which is like 7 more of these in a cube, right? So that'd be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'd be like 80,000 rings total or something ridiculous like that. Storm Mackey, thank you for the follow. Yes, please, everyone. Like, follow, share. Trying to get to 10,000 followers. Won't happen tonight, but steadily, one by one. One, because I love sharing the art of chainmail with people, but two, also so that I can use the use my computer instead of my phone, and so all my comments will be in one place, right? And also the display will be better. You'll get to see like my face up top and then my work at the bottom, and then it's a lot of rubber bands. You're working on another 11 by 11 cube. Nice. Yeah, it was where I work. We had pharmacy delivering medications, and all the medications came in little pop packets. So you'd have like cardboard sheets of individually sectioned off pills, and they were all wrapped together in rubber bands, and I just collected all the rubber bands over the course of a year and change, and just steadily made a larger and larger rubber band ball because I was at work and I couldn't make chainmail. So, and now it's latex or whatever rubber bands are made of, and it's falling apart because it does that. So I want to replace it with something else. So one large aluminum jelly cube should do the trick. And then I just might like once I'm done with all the projects down here, I might just retire and only make jelly cubes because people seem to love them and are, you know, something that's in high demand. Seemingly. Alright, I'm going to finish off this seam and then probably... Whoa. Something happened upstairs, but I don't hear any screaming, so I don't think anyone's injured. Yeah, no. But I will take this section that I'm removing and make space for the silver diamonds and start putting that together. And I think that the saddlebags will actually go very quickly. Like I've had the thought process of how to do this in my head for a long time, so I've had a lot of time to think about it. And it's just kind of, you know, going through each step now. I think I'll go fairly quickly. But I want to get it done. I want to get it all done this winter so that by springtime, I'm ready to go. Everyone wants them, but don't seem like people want to pay the fair price. Yeah. That's probably a bad idea for me to try and retire and just make jelly cubes. I don't know. But I find that it is that way with a lot of potential customers and handmade goods, right? Nobody goes into Walmart and questions the cost of the items there, right? I find that only happens with small businesses and people who do handmade stuff. It's like, why can't you do it for free? Well, because I can't. But on the flip side, I have had several customers who love what I do, and I'll quote them a price, and they've never questioned the price I quoted them, and then I'll get a tip on top of it, right? Like it'll be like $100 for something, and they'll give me $115 or something. So and I think that a lot of the this is just my prediction. I think that a lot of the economic issues that we've been having here in the U.S. are going to be either people will get used to them and living with some of the high prices of things, or there'll be some alleviation of the inflation, and we'll see prices come down. There won't be so much money chasing so few goods. There'll be little supply and demand economic action going on, and we'll have goods in abundance, and everybody will be like, yeah, I have enough of that. I kind of get that feeling that that's like right around the corner. Also, we could be facing economic devastation. I don't know. It just feels like the turmoil of the last several years it's either resolving or I'm just getting used to it. It's annoying. Told your coworker $45 for a bracelet and he insulted me for it. Yeah, I believe it. God, why can't you do it for $20, man? I'm your coworker. You should do it for free. No. And especially, hand making stuff is really hard on your body. So, and insurance ain't cheap. So whatever physical problems you develop from, being hunched over, working on stuff. There we go. I'm glad I chose to tear that apart at the seam because that came out perfectly. Now, I need to see how wide this is, or how long this is. Oh yeah. I had a good chunk of this shirt done, man. That's okay. I'll make another. Okay. All right. So that's essentially the structure, right? The black and stainless steel is going to go all the way, to the edges of the saddlebags and everything. In fact, you know what? Let's see if we can. All right, let's see if I can get this up here without having all of this just slide off. All right. So, here. Let me change the camera view on the front cam. Ah! No, don't do that. All right. For everyone over here, that's kind of what it's going to look like. Right? So I think, I could have made this diamond a little bigger, but I think it's going to be fine. Right? I like this look. This is going to be cool. Now I just got to figure out how to attach it all. And put it all together. He said he wouldn't pay that much for plastic, even though they told him it's anodized aluminum. Yeah, people are that way. Yeah. All right. Where do I get the good rings from? Hi, the stoned one. I'm assuming that we're talking the herb and not people throwing rocks at you. Where else am I live? I'm live on for the next couple of minutes on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So, thank you for the follow. Peer Code, thank you for the follow. Okay, so the herb, not the rocks. Got it. Okay, so where can you find good rings? In the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app, right? See if I can adjust this just a little bit. Okay, my name's Sean. I run Mailworks.com, which is a chainmail themed apparel and accessory company. And I make chainmail and I design it for hoodies and things like this neck gaiter or this hoodie, right? Ah. And in the link tree in my bio is the Mailworks app. Inside of that app is a list of a bunch of ring manufacturers to choose from. We've Got Mail, the Ring Lord, Wraith Mail out in the UK. There's a Bracken Mail. Okay, a lot of people to choose from. It's not exhaustive. I don't have everyone on there. So the good rings. if you want high-end stainless steel, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it, but it's joshuadiliberto.com. He, I think, easily makes... Is Tom's Rings on there? No, I don't think so. There's a couple people I have to go and ask if I can add them. But I think you mentioned Tom before. So, joshuadiliberto.com is where I buy all my like high-end stainless steel. These are all from the Ring Lord. 99% of what I own is from the Ring Lord, and because of some stuff I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to use up all of the Ring Lord stuff that I have on hand because of some changes that they made to how they make their rings. So, John over on Facebook is saying that Tom's, I think is it tomsringshop.com? He likes them, and he's pretty picky too, like me. So, so check out the Mailworks app. Anybody watching, if you're interested in learning more about chainmail, how it's made, where to find manufacturers, where to find tools, where to find suppliers, where to find other chainmail artists, download the Mailworks app. Get, it's just a list of resources of all the stuff that I wish I would have known when I first started making chainmail 29 years ago. And of course, a shameless plug for my store right there at the top. So, hey, Jeevan Jamber, how you doing, buddy? So, with that said, it is 10:10. Tomorrow is a school day. I do have a kid that I got to make sure I got all the stuff done, and there's some more stuff I have to do before I go to bed. But, we did make some nice progress towards getting the Saddlebag project started. Safety tie wire to attach to saddlebags, like race cars. Safety wire with pliers. I'll be using leather cord. I'm going to be drilling a bunch of holes in the saddlebag and braiding a bunch of leather cord through each ring all around the edge of the saddlebag to get it to hold in place. So that's how I did my motorcycle vest, and it's held up great. So, all right. So for anyone watching, please check out the Mailworks app. If you like what you see, check out mailworks.com where you can help support me. Get yourself something cool to wear that is chainmail themed. Chainmail is a 2,000-year-old style that's, never been out of style. And so get yourself some chainmail themed clothing. That helps support me and keeps me doing what I'm doing here. And please like, follow, share. And I'm going to make sure that my son is in bed. I want you all to have a wonderful evening. So thank you so much for everyone hanging out. And I will talk to you all later. All right. You guys have it's live chain mailing. Fantastic Sunday evening entertainment while you work on chainmail orders yourself. Sir Guido, right on. Another chainmail artist. There's a lot of chainmail artists out there. And there's a lot of concern in the chainmail community, there's going to be competition at such and such a place to compete for customers. But the reality is that there's 15,000 people in the largest chainmail group online, and there is, several million in the largest knitting group, right? So it's a great hobby to get into. Damn, you're too late. Oh, are you just hopping on? Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go and make sure everything's ready for tomorrow. I gotta get up early, and it's it's a school week, but we'll probably go longer over Christmas break just because we can. Sit down here and ignore my family and put rings together because this is cool. But them, no, I'm just kidding. They're cool too. Creativity separates us all. Yeah, if you get into chainmail and you start meeting people who make it, you'll find people who just do everything every different way, and it's always a lot of fun to go and meet other chainmail artists because they'll have a dozen things that you've never thought of. So, sounds good. All right, man. You guys all have a wonderful evening. I will talk to you later. All right? Bye. Press the button. There we go. All right, have a good night. And for everyone on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, thank you for... okay, that's fine. Just checking in. You're so exhausted yesterday. You fell asleep during stream. Yeah, you got a lot going on, man. I don't blame you at all. You know? Have a good one, dude. All right, Rotten Pieces. You too. You all have a wonderful evening. Okay? You're almost done with your stuff? That's good to hear. All right. Good luck with that. And to everyone, check out the Mailworks app. Go to mailworks.com. Get yourself some chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And I'll be back on later. All right? You guys all have a wonderful evening.